Today we are talking about the food habits that we have, the history about the food habits, whether vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Then we're going to have some questions that we're going to ask random people from different countries probably. We'll try to find out what do they prefer, what are their views on genetically modified organisms that are put into food products for them to remain fresh for a little longer. Second is what are their point of views on food, vegetarian or non-vegetarian? What do they think is better, and what do they think is are we gonna have change of food habits very soon? And while asking the questions, you may be able to hear the buses passing by and the cars passing by, so you may be able to hear the sounds in the background. That's because I'll be on the road. I'm outside and I'm going to be asking questions. So, yep. So before we get on to the question and answer sessions with the people, I'm going to talk about a brief history about food habits. Now, when I talk about food habits, what I mean is that did we pay attention in around 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 or thousands of years ago? Did we pay attention on climate the way we are doing it now? Was it that effective? Were people able to understand this or not? Now, food habits, yes. As far as the technology is concerned, there were and the scholarly people are concerned, there were intelligent people, there were scholarly people who were excellent in the field of science and health. Now, the important part of this is that did we pay attention on one specific type of food, whether vegetarian or non-vegetarian? In fact, the whole process of transferring genes from one organism to another was first accomplished by Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen in 1972, which means before that it was not full-fledged or completely out, if at all there was something like genetic modification or genetically modified organisms. We still can establish that adulteration in food products were and has been there for ages, but I'm not judging whether genetically modified organisms are good or bad. I'm simply saying the different sort of practices to get more profits was already there. Now, we cannot generalize that this kind of practices were present everywhere in the world. We have to look at individually to identify about the adulteration in different countries, the unfair business practices that were undertaken. Practices such as manipulating the weighing scale in order to get more profit were the practices. However, the places where strict religious laws were imposed, these kind of practices were almost reduced to a great extent, whether it be imposed by the religious bodies or by the local government. Other practices included adding cheaper vegetables in inexpensive vegetables, adding color in the spices, mixing cheap grains with the better quality grains, and so on. Well, for those watching this video or listening to this audio can answer much better, you can write us in the comments section about the practices, about the unfair practices that were undertaken in your country. Now it's time to listen to the interviews, so let's go ahead and see. Hi, I just want to know which country are you from?
I'm from India, Punjab.
Punjab.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you always a vegetarian, or
No, I'm a carnivore basically. I like to eat meat.
You eat both?
Yeah, both. Yeah.
So you're aware that now there's more of vegetarian things are coming up. Which one do you think is better? Do you think if you're going to be like totally vegetarian, it's going to help to solve the issue of climate change?
I don't think so, because when it comes to when people have a few beers, they rather have something meat rather than vegetarian. So
what do you prefer?
me, I would prefer obviously meat, because
Meat.
that's me.
Is it because of the benefits that it has?
Not just the benefit, it's just the taste. You think, oh, you're having meat, it's just the taste, and you know it's meat. Meat is meat.
Perfect. One last question. Are you aware of the genetically modified organisms?
Yes, I'm aware of genetically modified, even
Do you think it's
vegetables.
good?
Even vegetables are genetically modified.
So do you think it's going to solve this
no,
problem?
No. That's going to give you more cancer. It's going to give you more diseases. It's going to be dangerous. It's not going to help the climate at all.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
No
Thank
worries.
You. Hiya. I have a question for you. Just a quick question for 90 seconds. If you can just let us know where you are from, and firstly, are you aware of the genetically modified organisms?
I'm from Spain, and yeah, I'm aware of that.
Okay. And what do you think is better, being vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
Being vegetarian.
Vegetarian is better.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And what do you think food habits are going to change in a couple of years?
It won't change. Like the human being needs meat to eat, so it won't change.
It's not going to change.
It's not gonna change.
Okay.
So,
Do you think just out of this? Do you think it should be important for people to just try to change to being a vegetarian because it's going to help climate?
I mean, it's good for people because it's health at the end of the day. So, yeah, it will be good that if you would change that, but it's up to.
So it's going to solve any problem in climate change a bit, even? No.
No, it won't be a problem.
Okay.
But yeah,
No worries. Thank you
it
so
won't
much.
change. That's okay.
Thank you for your time.
That's alright.
Have a good day.
Okay.
So, hi, I have a question for you. Ma'am, first of all, I want to know which country you are from.
Okay, I'm from England and Australia, raised in both countries.
Perfect. And what do you think? Are you aware of the GMO?
I'm very aware of it, yes.
And what do you think is better, being a vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
To be honest, I genuinely don't know. I think that the best low-impact, environmentally friendly diet is a mix of everything in moderation. I actually think luxury foods is the biggest issue. Does that make sense?
Yes. And do you think it's going to change anything if people become a vegetarian or turn to non-veg or anything, like how it's all everywhere?
I think it could, but the biggest issue is the carbon impact of transporting food. So even if everyone becomes vegetarian, I think we need to look at seasonal, locally grown, locally sourced, ethically produced food more than just big diet changes.
Perfect, thank you so much. And the last question is, are people going to change their food habits in a couple of years? Do you think so?
I think millennials are very focused around the whole vegan vegetarian thing. So yes, I do think we're going to see a big impact. I don't think it's going to be a massive tidal wave. I think you're still going to see meat eaters for quite a long time.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
No,
and now,
that's fine.
I've asked questions to people. Now I'm just gonna share with you this as well.
Yeah.
That the biggest impact in the gas, the thing that creates more gas is methane, and it's more come up now that cows emit more.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Methane.
Yeah.
Now, what I learned is that from my research is that the more people, like how you said, the more people are going to eat meat. The producers are going to produce more meat.
Yes,
for profit.
absolutely.
Same thing will apply to vegetables. If people are going to turn to vegetarian, the more and more people are going to become. They will produce more and much faster.
Absolutely.
And the
Just
same thing will
extremism in
happen.
any form. You'll just have a whole new level of problems at the opposite end of the seesaw.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your
No,
time.
my
Thank
pleasure.
you. Hiya, I just have a question for you. First of all, if you can tell me where you are from and what's your age?
England, London, from 19. I'm from 19.
Okay. Thank you so much. Just want to know. First of all, have you heard of GMO?
Not got a Scooby. Not got a clue. No.
What about you?
I haven't, no. I haven't.
What's your age and where you from?
I am 18 from London.
Perfect. So GMO is genetically modified organisms. Okay. Do you think it's going to make any difference if people change their food habits?
Nah. No way.
Vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
No way. Meat all the way.
Is it going to be any difference in climate change?
No way. Of course not.
What do you think?
Not that I know of, not that I can think of, but maybe more.
Okay. Hang on a second. We have a third person as well. What's your age and where you from?
I'm 22 and I'm from England.
Perfect. What do you prefer? Have you heard of GMO?
No.
No, okay, perfect. It's all right. What do you prefer, vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
I differ between the two sometimes.
Okay.
I'm vegetarian 3 times a week. Today's my main day of being a vegetarian.
Perfect. What about you, Nathan?
Impossible. Never. I'll eat veg on the side of a roast dinner. A nice cut up beef of beef.
And what about you?
I eat meat a lot because I go to the gym, and obviously meat's a very good source of protein. But yeah, I don't really eat. I'm not a huge fan of vegetables and nuts.
Hello. I have a question for you. I've got 3 questions actually. You're gonna have to answer me in 90 seconds.
Go ahead.
I just want to know your age and which country you are from, first of all.
I am 31 and I'm from Turkey.
Perfect. I want to know, are you aware of GMO?
Yes, I am.
What is that?
But genetically modified food, was it?
Organism.
Okay.
Organisms. Okay, no worries. My second question is, do you think which one is better, vegetarian food or non-vegetarian? And do you think it's going to make any difference if people change their food habits? Are they going to affect the climate change in any way?
I think they're both good. I'm semi-vegetarian and semi-meatarian. I don't think it's gonna change anything really. It's just another trend that's going on right now.
Okay, thank you so much. And just one last question is that, do you think people are going to change their food habits in the next couple of years?
I think this change is already happening.
Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you have any more suggestions, you're welcome to mention in the comments so we can make a next video